Hi, this is Shelly Hitz, and I want to show you real quickly the power of Productivity Coach. So let's get right to it. What you have on the left side of your screen are a list of timers, and you can create as many different timers or actions as you want. Let's say that what you want to do for each day, what I'd recommend actually is to set up a review and to-do list. So for 15 minutes every day, review your goals, what you want to get done that day, and then set up your to-do list and your timers accordingly. And so let's say we want to set up a thank you page. We give ourselves a few minutes for that, sales page there, work on a product, want to do some editing. You can set up anything that you want on this, and it just sets it up accordingly. So let's say we've set up our day here, and at the top it will tell you the total time that you have. It's 5 hours and 20 minutes. Now on the top you can see the bar. It gives you a total of 16 hours, and the middle hash mark is 8 hours. So it gives you a good idea of how much you think you'll be able to accomplish in that day. And so then you just start on each timer, and you can automatically have them linked to each other, so they automatically go from one task to another, or you can do it individually. And what we recommend with the time boxing system is that you actually focus on that one task, that you don't do anything else. So you're not texting, you're not instant messaging, you're not checking your email, you're not going back and forth between 3 different screens like I sometimes do, but you're focusing on one task, and you focus on that task until you get it done. And then when you get done with that task, you go to the next task. And if you want to set up a time for working on for eating lunch, you can put that in there. You spending time with family. If you want to just spend some time checking and answering mail, and then if you just want to hang out on the web for a while, give yourself some time for that. So you can put those things in there, but then it gives you a chunk of time to do that instead of having it waste time throughout your day. And the time boxing system creates a sense of urgency. You know that you want to get that done in that amount of time. So it really does help you become more productive. So let's say you finish the task and you complete that task for the day. And you can go through your day. Let's say you've completed all your tasks for that day, and this will really help you see what is realistic for you to get done. Now as you do this, you'll get more of an idea of how much time it's going to take you to do each task, so you'll get better at estimating that. But it's okay if you don't get everything done. It's a learning process, but you're definitely going to be more productive. But what you can do is you can check the report, and on the report it tells you all the things that you got done, the scheduled time, the actual time, maybe it took you longer than you thought, and it really gives you an idea of where your time is going. If you don't know where your time is going, then you don't know how to get more done or how to be more productive. And as authors, I don't recommend doing this with your creative writing and putting a pressure or a time. You really can't do that. But then there's so many things that you do outside of the writing, the book marketing, the answering emails, the blogging, social media, all these things that you're doing that take time. And so you can set these up according to each, and you can actually make different lists. I'm on the default list right now, but you can have up to 50 different lists. And I just think this is brilliant, because what you can do is if you do something repetitive that you do over and over again, like for me, I create different sales pages. So there's a certain process I go through every time I set up a new sales page or a new product. Well, what I can do then is I can set up a list specifically for creating a sales page, and each step I can put in there, the time estimated for it. And so when I go to do that again, I can just replicate the process so quick. Maybe it's updating your blog, or posting a blog post, or whatever it is that you have, you can actually create lists for that. Now maybe you're pretty productive. Maybe you're a person that really does get things done, and I can be that way. I can be very action oriented and productive. And for me, sometimes what I need to actually put in to my tasks is take a break. Maybe take a 15-minute break. Or with my background as a physical therapist, sometimes if you're sitting at your computer for hours and hours on end, you can get stiff and sore. So it's good to schedule in a 5-minute stretch break in your day. And those are things that you can do, and it will remind you. take a stretch break. You're like, oh yeah, sometimes I'm just so much into that project that I forget. So there is so much power within this. Not only can you set up the timers, you can set up the lists. They have timer options. You can even set up groups, timer groups. You can set up the type of alarm you want to go off. And then you can put notes for each different action. So if you want a certain note on there, you can insert even HTML, pictures, videos, to remind you of what you need to do for that task. So it really is a powerful tool. And I encourage you to try it out, see what you think. You have a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And I really do believe that it could drastically improve your productivity, maybe even double or triple it. That's what some people have said. Depending on your personality, depending on what you already do and the system you have set up, this could be a true lifesaver for you in helping you get more done, and ultimately in selling more books and making more profit. So try it out today. Productivity Coach.